Hi babe, what's up and welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Khadijah. So I'm doing this spring makeup look, but it's honestly just a simple everyday makeup look as well. And I'm talking about my rebrand era and just getting my life and doing all the things that I want to do for myself and kind of some steps that you guys can take to do that as well. So let's get right into the video and I'll see you in a second. First things first, I'm going to be prepping my skin with this e.l.f. primer. Okay, so I just prepped my face with the e.l.f. primer, and this is the Power Grip, and it makes your skin very tacky and bouncy. So if you don't have a primer, get a primer. I'm gonna take a sip of my water because I'm so dehydrated. Now we're gonna be going in with the ColourPop concealer, and I really like this concealer. I feel like it's very lightweight, very affordable, and very just like pretty, a little bit watery. Looking for something more just like kind of closer to like a natural, buildable, and affordable, this is definitely a great go-to. I want to talk about the season of my life that I'm in because it's definitely giving rebrand and kind of focus, not even kind of, I don't even know why I'm saying that word. It's giving rebrand and really just focus on yourself and your goals. I follow a lot of creators that are talking about glowing up and leveling up, and while I completely resonate with those topics, I also resonate with rebranding. I'm in such a season of where rebranding is so relevant because it just really helps me to decide, you know what, this isn't really working for me anymore, and I want to completely change my lifestyle. A little bit of what rebranding would look like for me is definitely just honestly identifying as another person, if that makes sense. So still myself, but just saying, okay, instead of saying I want to work to be this person in the future, saying I am this person right now. And that may come as a little bit confusing to some people because it's like, how can you be the person that you want to be in the future? But I think the idea of just like chasing who we want to be instead of just embodying who we are kind of skips over some people, even myself in the past. But I decided I'm just gonna be that person. I'm just gonna be the person that I want to be right now, instead of waiting to become that person. Just really getting into the mindset of like, what does that person do and how can I attain certain things that she's going to do right now. So for example, just really understanding like the type of person I would be in the future, let's say, is very disciplined. She goes to the gym, she eats a clean diet, she, you know, she just does certain things that make her stand out, and she has great self-respect, great accountability. She's very consistent at what she does, has a great relationship with God. All these things really play into your rebranding. So we've put on the ColourPop and blended that out. Now we're gonna go in with my other concealer that I'm always using on a day-to-day, and that is I'll go on with the L'Oreal Infallible. It's definitely a darker shade, so I'll put that in other areas of my face that I didn't do the ColourPop because we are not really layering, we're just marrying the colors. And this actually is giving my winter shade, so I think it's time for me to get my summer shades. I spent a lot of time in the sun the past couple of days, so it's feeling like I need to go makeup shopping, which I'm super excited about, and I'll take you guys with me when I go. Okay, while we let that cook, back to what I was saying of just really embodying the type of person that you are and that you already know is within you. I know 100% the type of person that I am, and I'm very self-aware, and I see a lot of my blinders as well. And when I really start to look and identify with who I believe I will be in the future, it really is just who you are now, but maybe you're too lazy to be that type of person. And keyword lazy, okay? Let's speak about laziness. Laziness is one of those things that you really just are making excuses for, and those are things that you know you want to do. So instead of saying, I'm too lazy to do this, or I'm too lazy to do that, you're really not a lazy person. Well, no, actually, you're really a lazy person, and it's just excuses. You like to pity yourself and you like to have excuses, and that's just not going to work for the type of person that you want to be. Essentially, the type of person that you want to be and the type of person that you are speak great volumes about, you know, what you're doing, what your habits look like. So do you really think that the person that you're rebranding into would ever say, I'm too lazy to do this, or I'm too lazy to do that? That person that you're rebranding into, I'm sure she's a problem solver. I'm sure that she is ahead of her goals and all the things she needs to do. I'm sure she actively has patience and takes the time to truly figure out how can she serve herself and how can she figure out solutions for herself. And when I started to realize that saying I'm too lazy or I didn't feel like doing something, or anytime that I convinced myself that I wanted to create something or do something fun and the only person that was standing in the way was me, I started to realize I was honestly just living life from a fear mentality, and honestly maybe believing that I didn't deserve something, when in reality I do deserve everything I want in life. Maybe I have to work for it, maybe it doesn't, you know, it doesn't just come overnight, but it's definitely something that I deserve to have, because that is something that my brain set its mind to have. We're taking our Patrick Ta for Face Duo palette in She's Chiseled. I'm using this brush to carve out my nose. I'm actually gonna place it with my finger and go right down the sides of my nose and around my forehead and my jawline. I've always been the type of person that like to identify as the type of girl with like a growth mindset. And I've like known that about myself from a very young age. I always like the idea of like growing and becoming something and doing something greater than myself and putting myself to a challenge. And when I realized that about myself, I really start to take pride and use that as a way to identify. But one thing I didn't learn or realize about my old self is that I work best with systems and with discipline, and also with holding myself accountable. And that is one thing that I did struggle with before, is accountability. When you realize that you struggle with accountability and discipline, it actually is the biggest wake-up call ever. And you realize that if I don't do this thing or hold myself accountable for this life that I claim to want, or going to the gym, or anything that takes true laser focus, it starts to really make you realize that you're the only person that's standing in your way. There is no life that you envision that you can't create for yourself. And when you realize that in your rebranding process that the mind is the greatest thing you need to overcome essentially, then life starts to get way more easier. You start to realize that all the patterns and all of the procrastination, excuses, and the word laziness, and the idea of maybe this isn't something for me, and feeling like there is a gate between you and the life that you want to have is all within the mentality, then you really start to be able to figure out how you can crack that code and get access to things you want to do and places you want to experience and the type of person that you want to be. And that is, I would say, the biggest secret of it all. Mentality is everything, and it's something that I work on every single day. And I can't say that I am always 100% on my routine and just like learning myself. So before you try to tell yourself that you don't have access to certain things, environments, people, experiences, and then you start to compare yourself to other people that have lifestyles that you want to have, just really, number one, ask yourself, did this person have access to a certain lifestyle because they've worked for it? Which a lot of people truly, I will say, have worked to maintain the type of life that they know is meant for them. And also start to think about other areas of your life that you've accepted certain things that you really weren't completely happy in those spaces or doing those certain things, but you accepted that anyway. I think a lot of the reasons that personally I'm like, okay, I want a rebrand in my life is because I've decided that the things I've been doing in my past life aren't something that my 25-year-old self wants to identify with anymore. I think it's completely 100% safe to say I know that I want a great life. I want to live a great lavish lifestyle. I want access to, you know, just be able to have fun and be able to be free, not only just for myself, but, you know, for my family, my future family that I don't have, for my future kids that I don't have yet. I want to live a great lifestyle with my future husband. And the thing is, I know that this is like all on the way, and I know that I deserve to have a great life because that's something I've always just envisioned for myself ever since becoming a little girl. And truth be told, rebranding isn't not just about having just like a lavish lifestyle or what people see on social media or whatever. Everyone has envisioned themselves with a different lifestyle regardless of like where you come from and who you are. And I know this for a fact because I talk to a lot of different type of people on an everyday basis. And one day I remember speaking to one of the women that I met, and we were just speaking about like who we pictured ourselves being when we were younger. And she said she always envisioned herself having like a very like normal lifestyle, you know, having like a white picket fence and having a family, having one kid. Like she was just like very specific. And this is the first conversation I've had with someone where they told me how they always envisioned their lifestyle when they were young. And it's interesting because when I thought about how I always envisioned my lifestyle when I was younger, I just always remember thinking I'm going to live this grand lifestyle. So I know that our thoughts can 100% become our reality, especially if that is what we're actively accepting and not accepting. And specifically for this woman, just using her as an example, she is so close to that lifestyle that she wants because she has only accepted things in her life that fits that. So for instance, her partner, the woman she's with, just the type of environment that she's accepted for herself, she has slowly created that based off of her thought. Going in with my NYX, the brow glue, and I'm going to brush my hairs up. When you really think about the life that you want, ask yourself, are you truly saying yes to certain things just because it's the first thing presented to you? Or are you saying yes to things because this is what is in alignment with your higher self? When you have a true plan of who you are and where you want to be, then you'll know what you will accept in your life and what you won't accept in your life. And this was the biggest wake-up call for me, because I can say in my early 20s, like early 20s, obviously I'm still like 25, but in my early 20s, I didn't particularly know what I wanted and what I didn't want, and I couldn't truly verbalize the type of life path that I wanted to go on to, just because I was so distracted and so worried about so many other people's life and so many other people's lifestyle that I wasn't truly actively seeking out my own. And I believe that this is 100% what was holding me back in so many other ways. Because when you're worrying and caught up in what everybody else is doing on a day-to-day, you can't focus on your brand, your rebrand, your level up, your glow up, none of those things, because you're so caught up in living the life that somebody else lives and not necessarily living for yourself. These up in my tweezers. But to live for yourself and live in your own storyline is the best thing you can do for your 20s. And that is what a lot of people mean by living main character. It's literally just living your life for you and doing things for your own F of it, if that makes sense. And it means just really exploring the type of person that you are and the type of lifestyle that you want to have. There is no way on earth that any type of successful creator or person or entrepreneur, there's no way that any type of person or creator has ever been able to have any type of lifestyle that they've dreamed for themselves if they're always worried about like what their friends are up to and what this person is doing and what that person is doing. Because having a vision for your life means going with the beat of your own drum and doing what you want to do for yourself. And you have to truly know that the only way that you can get anywhere is if you wake up and go get that life every single day. That is a big thing for me. I have been really understanding that if I want anything, I have to be very consistent at it. I think for me, I've been in this space where I've been creating more time and opportunity to really seek out what I want. And every single day I've waken up and had a plan for my life, and that is taking a big role into me rebranding and really tapping into who I am right now. Not deciding I'm going to tap into this person when I move or when I reach this amount of followers. Just being that person right now has gotten me things right now. I feel like that's the simplest way to really put that statement, because I have decided I'm not going to be worthy of it later. I'm worthy of it right now. I need to be vigilant and very aware and acting emotionally intelligent and being emotionally mature and just even physically being aligned and being physically prepared and mentally prepared for the type of person and the type of things that that person would do. So because I've decided that I am, you know, in that season of being the type of person that I want to be in the future right now, I started to think, what would the type of person that I want to be in the future, what would she be doing right now? So to share a little bit into my life, in the future, I said I created a list of like things that I want to do as my future self. So I want to model. I want to be a model for an e-commerce brand, like a really cool one, and I want to be able to model just like in general around the world, to be honest. You know, I want to do content full-time and like live a very free lifestyle where I can vlog and show my life and share this with other women. I said I want to be very fit and active. I want to have great friendships. I want to have like a successful relationship, and you know, I want to live like a just very nice life, like live on my own, travel a lot, all the things, right? And certain ways that I will say I've started to adopt that mindset. I've been doing this by saying yes to new opportunities that's come my way, and I've also done this by saying yes and seeking out new opportunities. For instance, something that I wanted to try this year was running. Like, I see running so much like in my life and around the city. I see so much content on social media about running, and I was like, you know what, I just like want to try. And so I went on a run one day, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sign up for a 5K and see how this feels. And it was like one of the biggest like mentally challenging things, but it just felt so fun and rewarding. And I'm like, oh wow, now I get to share that side of myself, and I get to adopt that personality trait and that mindset and that character, and also that mental discipline. It's just so rewarding. And that was something I did new within the past, I would say, like month, right? And then on the past couple days, I was offered like a modeling gig, and I was like, you know what, this is just gonna be a fun experience to not one, just only like network with other people, but to number two, just really build my portfolio for when new modeling opportunities come in the future that I can have, and so forth and so on. So that was a really fun experience. It was very like just like out of my comfort zone, and then just something that I said will help my future self. And that was a way that I actively was showing up for who I am right now, but my future self as well, just in my rebrand process. This is in Sweet as Cocoa, and I think this really complements my skin tone, so I added this. And then I might top it off with this Juvia's palette, Warrior 2 palette, a color in here. So another thing that I've done is really just helped cultivate my mindset is consuming content around ideas and around things that I want to embody. So I listen to a lot of women podcasters, and that's something that really excites me, is listening to women, especially with a lot of like life experiences, speak on different things. I feel like listening to other people speak on their life experiences really helps challenge me and helps me truly grow into the person that I am. So it's been really nice to be able to listen to other women speak through podcasts, through interviews, even successful like artists that speak about just their work ethic and really writing out and scripting out their life and waking up and putting in not only the mental alignment but also the vision to be able to do that as well. And since I've been doing that, I have been able to truly adopt the mindset of, okay, this is something that I care about, and this is the type of person that I want to grow in to be and to really physically align with as well. I'm gonna be doing my lippy, and we are using this MAC color in chestnut. Another thing that I will say is that rebranding into the type of person you want to be, it's not only just comes with, okay, having the list and going after it, it also comes with a lot of prayer and gratitude as well. And that is something that I've been doing. So I just bought a new book, and it's my specific manifestation and gratitude book. This is my second one. So I had another manifestation and gratitude book before that I completely filled every single page. And that took me about like 2 years to fill because I wasn't writing consistently in it, and also it was mixed with some gratitude lists, right? Gratification, is that the word? And then like some manifestation, some prayer, but then also some journaling, where this book is specifically just writing out like what I'm grateful for. Yeah, that's the word. What I'm grateful for, my manifestation, and like my prayer all mixed into one. And I think that this is personally what really helps me, because it's just like a way to really script and have such a powerful energy into one specific area. Because I'm the type of person, I need different books for different things. No, I just like having everything in one space where I'm just focused all of my energy, and when I pick up this book, I'm like, this is the type of space that I'm in. I'm in a space where I'm in my gratitude thoughts and in my prayer thoughts, and just really feeling fulfilled in my cup, so full and so much like full of a lot of light and energy, and I love that. So that is what that book is for. And then honestly, like just having some of like maybe your feelings where you're feeling a lot overwhelmed, that's better to have a separate book to where you can speak on those experiences as well. So what I have noticed about writing every single day and speaking on your gratitude, how that has elevated my life just in the past week alone, has genuinely just made me really look at things in such a bright and positive light. I believe that the best time that gratitude really kicks in, not only when you're having a good day, but when you're having a bad day as well. And I can speak on that because there's times that, you know, sometimes I'll get overwhelmed and I'll start to think, wow, life feels really, really, really tough right now. But in moments when maybe I haven't reacted how I wanted to react, or I felt like, wow, like this is just too much to deal with, or just you start to really be able to tap in with yourself and say, you know, you're above this mindset. But it really helps you to come out of your negative thoughts and also get a little bit out of your head, and you start to get really grounded and be like, you know what, there's so much to live for right in front of me. And you're not just too worried about the future. You actually start to see the beauty in everything that's right in front of you, and you become very present. And that is why I really appreciate the gratitude journal. Another part of rebranding that I want every girl that's watching this to understand is that it really takes time, and you need to be sure to pay so much close attention and so much detail into your life that there's literally possibly no way you can compare your life to anybody else's life. The only thing stopping you from the life that you have and the life that you want in the future literally needs to be your work ethic. You don't need to think, well, why does this person have this and I don't have this? Well, that person has that because that person wanted that and got that. You are going to have everything that you want by, number one, working for it, and number two, aligning yourself with who you are and what you deserve and what you want. And just know that everything genuinely takes time. And it's so funny that when I'm saying this, I'm genuinely talking to myself, because I am literally the creator of my own thoughts, right? So if I'm just like really aligning myself with who I am and what I want, and I'm saying I deserve this because I want this, I worked for this, I you know, just started to quiet my surroundings and really opened my mind and allowed the thoughts to flow in, that's when I get like my best thoughts. Spending time with myself and honestly just really tapping into the quiet downtime allows so many amazing thoughts to come in, you guys. Like, I get so many of my best thoughts when I'm in the shower, when I'm cleaning, when I'm working out, and those are things that I really like to take part in. I'm like, Khadijah, hello, are you speaking? Those are just so many things that I really like to partake in because I feel like that's when my best thoughts come. Now, in terms of rebranding and how you can achieve this, I think it really is based upon really creating those systems and routines. And although creating systems and routines isn't necessarily the most fun, particularly, it's something that really allows you to just dive right into, and you can have fun with it if you learn how you work and you learn the best times that you work, and you also create that habit for yourself. So for instance, at the moment, my brain naturally wakes myself up every single day at 6:15, 6:20, and at the moment or the past, I would say 6 months plus, I have been setting my alarm for 6 o'clock. Now granted, just because I was setting my alarm for 6 o'clock, I was not waking up naturally, but now my brain literally allows me to wake up at 6 o'clock. Now, am I saying I hop out of the bed every single day at 6 o'clock? No. But now that I am hyper aware that, oh wow, the past 3 days, 4 days, I've been waking up naturally at 6:15, 6:20 every single day. Okay, tomorrow I can literally pop up out of bed and be like, okay, what am I gonna do when I first wake up? The way I can do that is before I go to bed, I can set out my laptop and set out my journal. I can have my music set to play right when I wake up. I can set it up to where I can have my workout clothes laid out, you know, like I can have my bathroom light on, prepped and ready. I can have my water bottle, my shoes, like I can do things that are genuinely going to align and work out best for me. Personally, I've learned that when I dive straight into my work in the morning, I 100% do best, and it's very backwards, you know, like going to the gym is something that everyone likes to do like first thing in the morning, but personally I just feel like if I don't wake straight up and get my work done, like filming a video, editing, doing this, doing that, then I'm just like, that's just the season that I'm in. I'm like, I think I need to bite the bullet first thing in the morning so that I can truly be able to not get distracted and just get it done right then and there. While we let the mascara dry, I think it's best to know how you work and how you operate, because your systems are what's going to work for you. There is a thing where a lot of people know the hours in which they work best, and so if you work best from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., awesome, get your work done, pump out, eat the frog, do all of the tough things in the morning that you know you're going to put off later. As the later the day goes on, there are certain things that you just don't want to do. So if you're like, okay, I need to film this video and then I need to go to the gym, cool, do that. So film, gym, then you can chill and you can edit and you can do it in that order. And now that I'm saying that, I'm like, that is something that's gonna be best for me, filming, gym, editing, because I'm just like, okay, I'm getting these sequences done, then I can be home chilling, editing. After that, and then I can eat, then I can focus on this, I can focus on that. Okay, we're gonna go back in with the Charlotte Tilbury and just kind of brush some of this, just blend it a little bit out and just really. Well, ladies, hopefully that wasn't an abrupt finish, but this is the full makeup look. I hope that you guys got everything out of that conversation, because I feel like I'm talking to like myself and my sister, and yes, so I just hope that you guys really took in all of that information. And if you're on a rebrand journey or glow up or level up journey, just know that this is 100% your sign to get on your shit, focus on yourself, and don't let anyone or anything discourage you from getting the life and living the life right now that you know that you deserve. So if you need any support, definitely DM me on Instagram or comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to every single message or anything. I am always here for you guys. So I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully we love this like nice look for springtime. Y'all, like this is literally like my go-to everyday makeup. Not too much, not too little. It's literally just like the perfect for a nice little day in the city. So yeah, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.